Welcome back to another podcast where this week we watched Step Brothers. Two brothers that aren't actually brothers joined together to create the ultimate band at some point in time. There's a lot of other stuff that goes into it. Basically, their parents met at a convention and hit it off, and the brothers had a little bit harder of a time hitting it off. And the movie is about them hitting it off.
Yes.
I've been planning that one for a week. I don't know if you could tell or not.
Oh, it's very well put together. I can tell the creative thought and meticulous design into that intro. I loved it. It was beautiful. Here we are again with Adam McKay as the director. That was not a surprise. Or that was a surpriser, but also not a surpriser for me. If only I paid attention to the other films he directed, I would have been like, oh yeah! But I still didn't look up other films he directed, because now I think I kind of know the films he directs.
Was that the dude who did Anchorman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who cameoed in that one, and he cameoed in this one too. So I think he just likes to cameo in his own films, which flex. I like it. I like the cojones on that.
Man, it does take a lot of stones.
Yes, it is. How many actors and actresses did you recognize?
I got 5.
Me too.
I'm sure that ours are different, though.
Most likely.
But I'm probably going to get one of them wrong because I can't remember if this is actually his name.
Oh, okay.
I mostly just wanted to watch this movie, not because of Will Ferrell, but because of his co-star. I think it's John C. Reilly.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Because I think he's really funny, and I recently watched Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's in that. And I was like, I like this guy. I need to watch another movie with this guy in it. And I knew that Step Brothers had him in it, so I was like, okay, we gotta watch it.
Alright. Who does he playing? Does he play the raccoon?
No, he's one of the Kree guys.
Oh.
He's like, he arrests Chris Pratt, and then later in the movie he like delivers a message to their leader. Maybe it's not Kree. I don't know. I can't remember their alien race. He just looks like a human.
Right. Just humanoid. That's all that matters.
Yeah. What's one of the actors you got?
Well, obviously we have Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I think he amazingly looks way younger in this film than the previous, even though the previous he was younger. But I think that was just really good on the makeup department and whatnot. But just in general, he looks super young.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised.
Mm-hmm. Then I also had John Reilly, who we all know from Talladega Nights, Wreck-It Ralph, Holmes and Watson, which is another one that he does with Will Ferrell, which I still haven't seen.
Nor have I. So.
But it's on my watch list. And then my favorite, Vampire's Apprentice. That's my favorite with him in it.
I'm trying to think of other movies I've seen him in, but I couldn't really. I honestly forgot that he voiced Wreck-It Ralph, and as I was listening to him, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wreck it. It's so perfect. It's
true.
What's one you recognized?
I also wrote down Seth Rogen. He was one of the guys interviewing them.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't write him down. If I feel like it's a cameo, I don't really write them down.
Yeah, but he was a character.
That's true.
Because he was part of the interview process for their jobs.
Well, he was a character in Anchorman too, as well, but like that was a cameo.
Yeah, he did play a much smaller role in that.
Yeah.
I also got Adam Scott, who was Derek, and Mary Steen, who was the mom.
Yes, those were... Wow, we were 4 for 5.
Almost exactly.
Yeah, because I put down Richard Jenkins, who was the father.
Oh, okay.
I know him. He's really hilarious in Cabin in the Woods. I don't know if you've seen that, the version where it's like a...
I've not seen that movie at all.
It's a comical version of the horror movie, where like they all take bets on what kind of horror trope is going to happen based on what the people touch, based on this cult ritual. And it's really funny. And then he's also in Cheaper by the Dozen, and And then he's also in Fun with Dick and Jane, which has Jim Carrey in it, which is one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies.
Is that the one where they start robbing junk?
Yeah.
Because they're broke?
Yeah. But yeah, we were 4 for 5 because I had Mary and I had Adam as well. I know Adam mainly from Hot Tub Time Machine, though.
I know him mainly from Parks and Rec.
So you still haven't seen that either.
Don't worry, I've only seen a couple of episodes.
Well, speaking about Mary Steenburgen, do you want to know
And I think she's in The Proposal. Is where I
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And that was where my fun fact was coming in. That she oh wait, she's not in The Proposal. Sorry, she's in Elf. She plays.
Oh yeah, she's also in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, she
That's
is. Yeah.
is.
So
3.
Oh yeah, that's what I had her. She's in 2 of them. She was in 3, and she was in. I didn't write which one, but I saw 2 Back to the Future things in there. But she was also Will Ferrell's stepmother in Elf. She was the stepmother in Elf, but in this film she was the mother. So she's played like, like
sort
the
mother
mother figure more than once, which I thought was kind of like a cool thing, because you don't really think that happens, very rare until it does. I guess she just plays a good mom role to his boyish charm.
If that's what you want to call it, yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll stick with that. But like, despite playing his mother, do you know that she is only 14 years older than Will?
That's pretty interesting.
Right?
And awesome.
Right? She looks good for her age.
Yeah.
Even to today.
I mean, I can't speak to that. I don't know what she looks like today.
I was looking at a picture. She looks a little different than what she looked like in the movie, but everyone does when they reach a certain age.
Yeah.
But, she's still kicking it. She's still alive. And then we have the 3 different people who auditioned for the role of Derek. We have John Hamm, we have Thomas Lennon, and Dax Shepard.
Jeez.
Do you know any of those people?
Imagine that movie. Dax Shepard, I know.
I don't know.
He's also in Cheaper by the Dozen. He's the weird boyfriend.
Oh, he would have done good.
And then he's also in, I don't know if you've seen the movie Zathura.
Yeah.
He's like the old version of the kid. He's like the astronaut guy.
Yes.
And then he's also in the movie that they did of Chips. I don't know if you watched that one.
I think I've seen at least the trailer. He probably would have done okay for that one, but I have to admit that no one could have beaten the look that Adam had. Because that guy just makes me mad when I look at him.
I think it's the comb over.
It is 100% the comb over.
Because, I mean, in Parks and Rec, his hair is, like, kind of floofy. And you're like, oh, yeah, he seems nice, like a nice guy. And then he, like, has a comb over, and you're like, wow, D-bag.
Well, and I think they added eyeliner to his eyes to make his eyes look more deep. Like, I know guys normally have thicker eyelashes, but I don't know. Something about Derek's character, I felt like his eyelashes were even darker than I've ever seen them.
I wasn't paying attention to that, but I was just like, man, I really, really want to punch this guy.
Boy, oh boy. He was so annoying. In terms of the movie, did you know that in some theaters it was shipped under the name of The Insane Team?
What?
Yeah.
That's kind
insane.
of funny.
Yeah, like, I wonder...
Like, who decided that?
Yeah.
Because Step Brothers is just, like, it
iconic.
makes sense. Maybe it was, like, not available in China or something. You know, because China's always weird about their rules about random garbage.
Oh. Or maybe, like, certain places where you couldn't have divorce and then get remarried.
Oh, yeah, like it was against religion or something.
Yeah. So you couldn't say stepbrothers. I wonder how the story would have changed then. I don't know. I really don't know.
They're just pals who move in together.
Maybe they never got married, yeah. You know when Dale tells Brennan that I would follow you into the mist of Avalon? So, like, Avalon, as some might know, is only an incorporated city on Santa Catalina Island. And that's where the Catalan wine mixer later takes place. So it was kind of cool that when he said that line, it was kind of like foreshadowing to that, like, that, yeah, I am going to follow you because this is going to happen when we become our Prestige Entertainment or whatever it was called.
International.
Sorry, yeah, Prestige.
Is it international?
Wait.
It's inter something. It's like...
Wait. I think it is international.
Because they were planning to go worldwide with it.
Yeah. And maybe...
Honestly, I thought he was just making a fantasy reference.
Me too.
I was like, dude, the Mists of Avalon sound like something out of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I thought so too. I really did. But no. No, there was a lot of Easter eggs for this whole, like, Catalina Island, which apparently, too, the whole movie was supposed to take place in Catalina Island, but they couldn't...
Thank goodness it didn't.
Yeah, but they couldn't afford it. So they
So-
only
like
did the
10
wine
minutes?
mixer in it. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool, because I don't know if I could stand that movie. Like, thinking about it, just being on a tropical island, I think that it would be way different than how it was.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that they would have looked for jobs or done anything that they actually did in the movie if they could have filmed it all in Catalina.
True.
But I get the reason for doing so. But it just made the wine mixer a little bit more special, that it wasn't like, oh, we live here. We just happen to live here, and now all of a sudden we can do the wine mixer here.
Yeah, you're right. It made it, like, fancy, more unique. It really added to the whole idea of, like, this is the big job.
Yeah.
Like, you can't screw this up. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was supposed to look some fun informational facts about both Dale and Brennan's mental capacities, but I didn't get a chance to, because I always like to go on the psychology side, the inner web of it. But obviously we know that these two brothers have developmental issues, and I just love to give out a shout out to how much that they actually were able to move forward in their life. They were able to rehabilitate themselves into the adult world and stand on their own, because the whole thought was that they were going to get an apartment together at first and then help each other, but no, they did it all on their own and were able to get a job, get an apartment, pay their own bills, figure out what is too inappropriate for the situation and when play is okay. And, like, a lot of people don't see the hidden message or the hidden morals in movies, especially if it's comedies, because they think, oh, ha, let's just laugh at this. But there's an inner story in this movie that speaks louder than most words, and it's just cool to highlight that.
To like, would you say that the inner moral is that there's moments to be silly and funky and weird and goofy, and then there's moments to be serious and have those hard conversations, that sort of thing?
Kinda, yeah, but then also just, like, knowing that just because you might be on a different developmental scale, or you might be considered mentally incapacitated, doesn't mean you actually can't live a life. Like, doesn't mean you have to be babysat, doesn't mean that you have to be a burden, because you're never a burden, you know? Like, the father really brought the negative side about people who have mental incapacity or limited capacities, and really the mom showed the enabler side of it and whatnot, but they were able to just have a life. And it's nice to know that people who live with, whether it's learning disabilities or whether their prefrontal cortex didn't form all the way, or if they have anything with their brain that just it couldn't form all the way, that they don't have to be the burden that they might think they are. You know, no one's a burden in this world, not one bit. And a lot of media might make it seem like they are, But I like how this movie kind of showed a positive side of how, like, no, you can have a life and you could do it all on your own. You might need help, but you know, like, you don't have to have help if you want to do it on your own, or if you can't do it on your own.
I also like one of the other messages that I got from this was that you should just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just because I think that too many people in the world, obviously there's situations where sometimes it demands it, but too many people put on a front like they want to be, you know, like they it's just
up.
the way that it sometimes works, where you see somebody that you want to be like and then you imitate them. And I feel like that happens a little too easily in society, where people should just be like, whatever, I'm me, you know? Because that's the thing, is like, my whole thoughts on that are that no two people are alike. Everybody just takes in traits from the people around them. And so adding our own individuality to the traits that we pick up is something that we have the privilege of doing. And the way I see it is that DNA is so complex that each of us, there's nobody on the earth that is exactly alike because of how complex DNA is. So why try to be like somebody else?
That's true.
Granted, there are people who do like to be like somebody else, and I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. But, I mean...
Yeah, that's fair. Well, after that tangent, let's dive into our favorite parts. What's the part you love the most?
I love that when they were first being introduced, Brennan and Dale, Brennan was talking to Dale, and it was after his dad had said that he had been fired. And he goes, first off, I wasn't fired, I was laid off. Which, of course, most people know it's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And I always think that that's funny whenever characters in film or TV, like, will say something related to, or the exact same thing as what somebody else just said, just reiterated. I think it's so funny. It gets me every time.
Yeah. I liked how they are basically two halves of the same story, you know? They both have a single parent. They're both in their late 30s, mid-30s. Their parents are workaholics and have, like, really nice jobs. And they both enable their sons the same. And they have the same aspirations, the same struggles.
What was the mom's job? Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're fine. Oh my gosh, she was like a corporate officer. Or not officer, but like she was in a corporate office. Because I remember when she had to be...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She was in a big office meeting.
And they got a phone call.
Yeah, because the father was a doctor, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That much I remembered.
Which I thought he was a lawyer. I don't know why. This whole time I thought he was a lawyer.
He's a lawyer who just happens to be standing in a hospital. That was one of the funny parts, though, is when he got the phone call that they were fighting on the lawn, and the doctor that was there, who was a famous actor, I just didn't really recognize him that well, so I didn't write him down. But I know that I was like, oh, I've seen him somewhere before. He just like starts to try and start gossip with the lady at the desk, and she just goes, I don't really like to talk about other people's personal lives behind their backs. And then it just like shuts him down immediately.
Yeah. And then, man, I hated the line he said after that, where he's like, you know no one likes you, right? It's like, oh, that's rude. But also, that's how you know you really got to them, because that's usually the falling line that someone says when they've been got.
You suck.
Yeah.
Try to turn it on you as fast as they can.
I just love their playful and aggressive banter. Like, it's a lot between Dale and Brennan, but at the same time, it's just so funny, because, like, you know they're gonna love each other soon. They just have to get over beating the absolute crap out of each other.
See, but I didn't know that they would like each other.
Yeah, that's fair. You
I've
just
seen
felt it though.
I've seen a couple of clips where they're like buddy, but other than that, I was just like, is this really what the whole movie's gonna be? Them just beating the tar out of each other in weird ways.
I felt like I felt it deep down, you know, like opposites attract.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Because they do have a similar situation, so they understand each other. So they have that going for them. And they're both uncomfortable with it. One of the other things that I loved is that their neighbor was blind, but he was still walking his dog. See, but, like, the thing is that that actually makes sense. Because, you know, blind people can still walk their dogs. But the fact that the blind dude was just... His dog seemed pretty aggressive for something that was supposed to be leading around a blind person. And then it kept harassing them the rest of the... Dale and Brendan the rest of the movie. And I was like, there's no way that dude owns that dog.
I know, like, I was thinking, like, oh, a seeing eye dog. And I'm like, that is not a good trained seeing eye dog. That's a terribly trained dog.
Barks every single time it sees somebody.
Man, I'm gonna talk about that dog later. I just can't right now.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I need happy space right now. I liked their sleepwalking episodes. I thought that was hilarious, especially at the Christmas time. They're just throwing the presents and then the tree, and then the dad's like, I'm gonna wake him up, and the mom's like, don't you dare wake him up.
Well, that's like the golden rule of sleepwalking.
Yeah, and then he does that, and then they take him and throw him down the stairs. I thought that was hilarious. I mean, terrible for the father, but at that time, I thought he deserved it. I didn't like him. And
it was funny because, like, they threw him down the stairs, and then at the next scene, he was eating a meal, and his hand was, like, kind of moving, like, slowly.
Like why didn't he go to the doctor? He is a doctor.
And then by the end of the movie, he was kind of fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Guess we skipped over that.
I bet he pinched a nerve or something, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I bet it was just that. But, like, it was so irritating right then because he was like, oh, you guys messed me up. Why didn't you go to a doctor? The hospital's open on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and you're a doctor, so
yeah,
you have...
and... Oh, my God. And you know doctor friends if you can't do your own thing.
Like... Yeah, exactly. He literally has every key available to do behind the back black market kind of doctor garbage, and he doesn't take it.
Not black market.
Oh, that's not what you meant by friends.
No, I meant like other employees that he works with, like coworkers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
got, like,
I misread that completely.
Oh.
I was just like, oh yeah, if he can't go to the hospital, why not just go to one of his doctor friends? We'll treat you in our backyard.
Oh my goodness. One of them is the CNI dog.
I also loved that Dale, like, part of his drum kit was a gong. He just had a gong.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's classic.
Yeah. It's all part of it.
Yeah. You gotta have a gong.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, it's okay if you don't.
Yeah.
Because drums are just awesome in general, but the gong added something to this movie.
Cymbals are like gongs, just not gonging enough.
Yeah, they're not Asian.
Yeah. I liked when Dale punched Derek.
Oh, dude, I wrote that down too.
Really? Sorry.
Derek getting punched.
You just like Derek getting punched. I liked it that it was Dale. I think it was like a good moment for them to build their friendship and be like, you stuck up for me.
That's when it started. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was perfect.
Because, like, in the scene after Brendan walks in and he's like, I'm glad that you punched Derek.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for that.
And Dale's like, I see why you hate him so much. I hate him too.
Yeah, dude's a total D-bag to everybody in his family.
That's why he's called Derek. I don't know, maybe...
There's some good Dereks in movie. Oh, never mind.
I haven't met a single good Derek. So
Monsters vs. Aliens has a bad Derek.
Yeah, yeah. If there's any of you named Derek, we formally apologize because you're obviously a good Derek.
We're just saying in movies, Derek is just kind of always the jerk name.
You just take the first. You just
get rid it's of not the Richard, it's Derek.
Yeah, you just get rid of the and it's Dick. I'm not wrong. Like, look.
Yeah, I know.
Right there. You can
see
it. You can see it.
I know, I just thought it was a funny way of presenting it.
It's been presented. When Dale and Brennan go, did we just become best friends? Yep.
Oh yeah, after their like 3 things that they like together.
Yeah, I just love that. It was so cute. And I swear you've quoted that before, so that's why I thought, or I was crazy to think I was like hallucinating or whatnot when you said, oh yeah, I've never seen this movie. I'm like, but you've quoted this movie.
Honestly, I've probably quoted this movie without realizing that I quoted this movie, because that just happens.
Yeah.
And when I was visiting my sister, she told me I was like Dale. She was like, you remind me of him. And I was like, oh, okay.
Wow. You punching people lately?
No.
Gosh. You getting laid off? Like...
No. I don't understand what like made
That-
her. Maybe it was just my type of comedy that I exhibit, that she was just like, you just remind me of him because he's funny. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. But Dale character in general, I don't know. There's a lot of things that happen with Dale that I don't know if you wanted to be associated with you or not.
No, not really. But there were a couple things where I was like, okay, I can see it.
Respectable. Respectable.
I also loved their entire job hunting stint when they went together.
Oh, yeah.
That was
So
classic.
silly.
That was probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, there's just something weird about the main characters fighting, in my opinion. Like, not like, because hero villain is obviously a big comparison in all media. There's always got to be a good guy, there's always got to be a bad guy. And it's just, I think that the hard part is that they were in a situation where their lives intermingled, and so I honestly just wanted to see them get along the entire time,
Yeah.
because in my brain I was just like, well, they're both almost 40, so obviously they're gonna let bygones be bygones and just be like, okay, whatever. But then they aren't like that, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever.
One of the interviews is actually where Adam McKay's cameo was. I forget which interview it was, but I finally figured out who he was.
Oh, okay.
He was like that silver fox guy with the glasses.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember which interview.
I thought you
it
were
was.
gonna say he was the weird nerd-looking guy.
No.
Yeah, but the interviews were so hilarious.
Oh my
I wrote down that I wrote using Jesus Christ as a reference, because one of the interviews, the guy was like, you wrote down as one of your references Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And I was like, that's pretty funny.
Iconic.
I honestly thought that they, when he was like, when he said to them, how do you expect us to get in contact with him? I honestly thought that they were going to answer him and say, pray.
They should have. They totally should have.
And I was like, well, that would have been funny, but it didn't happen, so. But that was cool. I just love the, just everything that happened during those interviews. Like
Yeah.
when Seth Rogen almost had them hired, and then
The
Dale
fart.
just lets off this huge long fart that lasted far longer than any human should be capable of, but at the same time it was really hilarious for
Oh my goodness, yeah.
because he was like, you're hired, because he was loving everything about him.
Yeah, and then he's like, you know
Tuxedos to a basic interview, that's spectacular, you know,
what? And then
stuff like
after
that.
the fart, he's like, no, that is weird. This is all weird. Oh my gosh, like the euphoria of just interviews is really funny.
Oh yeah, interviews are hard,
They are.
especially if you're not used to them. But it's funny. What was another part for you?
The whole music video, man.
Oh yeah, the
I
Boats and Hose
love-
music
yeah.
video.
I love that.
I didn't know what that was from because I've seen YouTube videos where the creators that I'm watching have referenced the Boats and Hose thing, but I was just like, I have no idea. I've never heard that song before. And there's a reason why. Because
Yeah.
I had never watched this movie.
So,
And I love at the end that they just like crash the boat.
yeah,
they're
and
like-
it stays in.
And the dad goes, who's driving the boat? And then they're like, quiet, shh, when
Yeah,
they're
shush.
presenting it.
Oh my goodness.
I also love that It was like Derek's birthday, and everyone was there for Derek's birthday, and they just go, "You're probably wondering why
we brought you here." It's nice for Derek's birthday.
That's totally a me thing to you, though.
Yeah.
So I understand where my sister saw that. You're probably wondering why we brought you all here today. And I was just like, that's funny because it's Derek's birthday, so really they just came on their own accord.
Yep.
And then I loved that their whole thing was just, we want investors and we see guys at the table who could invest, so here's our chance.
Right, like, yeah, that doesn't equal opportunity.
Oh, I loved the, like, after they were getting during the job interviews, they were talking to one of the interviewers, and Brennan goes, "Just want you to know, we're slow learners and we're bad listeners." And then Dale says, "And we're also bad listeners."
Yeah.
Oh no, he says slow learners. He says, "We're also slow learners." And I was like, there's the bad listening part.
Yep.
Did not hear a word that man just said.
No. I loved how the guy was like, this ain't gonna work. Like, darn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot.
I also liked the fight that the brothers had after the divorce.
Oh, where they accidentally knocked each other out.
Yeah.
That was classic. I like that better than the fight. The only part I didn't like about that is the fact that the mom got attacked by the random dog.
Oh, wait, no, not that fight. The one after the divorce.
Wasn't that one?
No, that was the one before.
Oh. Oh, yeah, because she went in to break it up.
Yeah.
After the divorce, they just weren't there.
Yeah. They, like, demolished everything or something.
Yeah. The fight after they just ended up clocking each other, one with a golf club, one with a bat.
Mm-hmm.
And that was awesome because I was like, finally, put an end to this garbage.
Right.
Drawing an audience again. I love that Dale had a Chewbacca mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, I loved it made me laugh. Like, they got a chuckle in on the kind of outro scene.
Mm-hmm.
When they were in their treehouse, and Brennan pops up and he's like, they're both wearing the Chewbacca masks, and then he lifts up his mask and says, "It's okay that mine's not movie quality."
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Yeah. I loved it when Derek was showing the house. They're the first couple that went. Brennan looks over and he's like, "Oh, hi, neighbor." And then he's just wearing a Nazi uniform. And then Dale goes, "Oh, hey, neighbor." And then he's wearing the KKK robe. And I was like, that's really funny. What a way to get people from finding out that they want to buy that house. And then I also loved that they yawned in the middle of their fight. That when they were, I think it was the second fight, they were fighting and then they were on the ground at one point in time. And then they just yawned.
Too tired.
Because they were tired.
That's funny.
And then I loved at the end when Brennan was singing and everyone just like started having happy memories.
Oh, yeah.
Except for Alice. I was just like, dude, wow. When Dale finally broke it off with her, I was just like, thank goodness, finally. When it was funny though, because like she had this weird image where they were like, she was like a random woods lady, and he was like a stallion, like a centaur dude, and she goes, "Over time from," and then he goes, and they start making out, I think. And I was just like, this is so goofy and so random that it just kind of works for this movie.
Right.
And then I love that when he's breaking it off, he just goes, he pretty much says, "I like having sex with you, but you're married, so we can't do this." And then she starts freaking out and crying, and he's like, look, there's a whale. And then she looks and he runs away.
Yeah. Oh my god, like he doesn't know how to handle the situation, but he, like, good for him for like knowing morals about it. Even though he hates Derek, he knows what's right.
Yeah. I agree. Because I was not a huge fan of that. That whole situation, I was just like, wow. This.
Gosh, when they were having their dinner,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, oh, there's
They
another
bust
kink in their
through
bag
the door.
twice. Like, come on.
I was like, man, this is so obvious. And that was like one of the parts I hated.
Oh, yeah. Well, before we get into the hated parts, if you don't have any more favorite parts, let's talk about our favorite characters.
By the end of the movie, I love Dale and Brendan.
Me too.
Those are like the two that I wrote down.
I liked them together because, you know, me and I always have like together pair. Like separately, I think I like Brennan separately, but maybe not Dale. But together, they're such a like a cute, like brotherly. They have such a cute brotherly bond.
Oh yeah. It adds like their chemistry is pretty much the whole reason you should watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's one of those stories where it's mortal enemies to best friends,
Mm-hmm.
and that's always a fun tale to tell. And they do it in such a unique way that makes it interesting.
Exactly.
Because I don't have any step siblings, but I was like, it would take understanding where they're coming from, where it would take time to adjust and begin to like each other. It makes sense.
Yeah. I have a half sibling, but I don't have a step sibling.
Same.
Yeah.
But it took time, and that's why I liked the kind of the way this movie was written. Is because it took time for me to be okay with it. You know, I had to grow up a little bit.
Right,
To be
adjustment.
like, okay, this is the way my family is now. And so I like that dynamic happened in this movie, that they first hated each other and then eventually grew to love each other. I was like, cool. I'm glad that they just let bygones be bygones and learned to get along.
Couldn't say it better than that. Alright.
Do you have any other characters written down besides Dale and
No,
Brennan?
it's just those two.
I like the mom,
Oh, yeah.
just because, and I like the way that the dad shifted. I like that
Oh, in the end?
the Catalina wine mixer, that he was like,
Yeah.
I just can't. And it was funny because the mom came up to him as they were both going on stage, and she was like, dude, what are you doing? And he was just like, I just couldn't see them like that.
Right.
They just didn't look happy. Like, sure, they were having a great time, they were enjoying their jobs or whatever, but he just didn't see that, because they were kind of putting on a front in order to do their jobs and do them well.
Right, yeah. Asking themselves.
I also love that, even though you don't really have to, and I'm sure that Catalina is kind of a hot place, I thought it was funny to see that Dale was still rocking the Star Wars shirt underneath his catering chef thing.
Yeah,
Outfit.
sure.
I was like, yes. Although it would have been silly if he like just took off his clothes entirely. Not his clothes, his shirt. Took off his shirt and just all of his body hair exposed to the world as people are throwing hamburgers at him because he's just a drummer up there alone, singing Boats and Hoes.
Right, yeah. What are the parts that you hated? Sorry.
So the hated choices made, I wrote Brennan working for his brother.
Yeah.
The only reason why I wrote that down is because of the fact that in the beginning of the movie, he was like, my brother's a successful businessman and I will never work for him, even though he's offered.
Yeah.
But I think it also added to his character to be like, Dad wants me to find a job. A job was offered to me. Maybe I should just take that opportunity.
Yeah.
And since him and Dale weren't working, it's probably better that they weren't working together, just because the chaos that would create. Especially for Seth Rogen, because it looked like he worked in a sporting goods store.
Yeah.
He was the manager of a sporting goods store. I was just like, I don't know how well that's gonna work out.
I couldn't couldn't really tell what it was, if it was a sporting goods or just like some sports for customer service kind of thing. You know, like you have like a hospitality sense to it.
Oh yeah, like bring in your hockey stick and we'll fix it kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you have events there.
Yeah.
Like fantasy football or something.
Oh, imagine if they did a scene where they were driving a Zamboni or something.
Oh my goodness, that would have been awesome. I hated, so this goes all the way back to the very beginning of the movie. I hated the amount of cheese and the type of cheese that Brandon put on his nachos. I don't like thick cut cheese. It was a lot. It made my stomach hurt being lactose intolerant. But
Yeah, I was gonna say. You probably should have put a cheese on nachos anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just
See,
so much.
The thing that I had an issue with that is the fact that they made them in the microwave.
I can make them in the microwave.
No,
I can do it.
It just makes the chips all soggy and gross.
No, you gotta do it right. You just gotta do it right. You gotta use nacho cheese Doritos, use a little bit less cheese, and use queso dip. And it helps even out the heat so that you don't make the chips soggy.
Because the regular cheese throws a ton of grease in it and makes it so soggy.
Triple blend.
That's why I just rather would just bake it.
Because you're not doing the right cheese, bro.
You gotta bake your nachos, man.
I'm too lazy for that. Do you think I have time for that?
Yeah, just throw some chips on a pan, throw some cheese on it.
No, it's already in the microwave at that point.
I guess you do have to wait for the oven to turn on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then it gets hot in the apartment.
I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. What's another part you hated?
The whole Dale-Alice dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
I just
going
don't think
back
it
to
was needed in the movie.
Yeah.
Because, like, the story could have still played out without her just being like, oh, I'm going to come on to you as hard as I can. Like, she, like, came on to Dale as hard as you possibly can come on to a human being.
That's true.
And I was like, wow, she's very assertive. She must really hate her life.
I wonder if it was only the sole purpose to show how bad Derek was. Like, to have that dynamic of, like, when they're singing in the car, you know. But maybe, yeah, that part, it probably didn't need to have interaction with Dale. I think you could still have the effect that they were going for with just showing her overall irritation. And maybe her just having a cute longiness for Dale, not actually taking up on her actions. But,
yeah, like
you know,
fantasy.
Yeah.
Do more fantasy scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have worked. Maybe not for the budget, but it would have been fine.
Yeah, it was just like, this is kind of awkward and weird, and I don't know. Yeah, I understand it for the comedic purpose as well, because it's kind of silly in a way to just like have a random lady fling herself on you even though she's married.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that the Dale just was like, dude, you're married.
Yeah.
That's why I like that end bit so much, is because he was like, the whole movie, I just wanted him to say, you're married. You can't be doing this.
And he did.
Because he obviously felt that way. Because, like, when she approached him in the bathroom, he was like, okay, this is weird.
Like, wait a minute. Everything happened too fast for him.
But then by the end, he was just like, I really like having sex with you, but we just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And, like, the huge part of it that bothered me was not 100% the fact that they were doing that, but the fact that, like, things got a little bit complicated in their relationship, and the mom and dad were like, okay, we're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, dude, if you hate your husband that much, you saw how easy it was for the parents, just get a divorce. You don't have to be with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's part of the reason why Alice was, like, my least favorite character, is because she was, like, that trope of, I'm a wife who hates my life.
But I have to stay.
But I have to stay because I have a house, I have kids, and I'm just like, you know, it's
sad.
There's pieces of me where I'm like, yes, keep the family together, but for the most part, I'm like, why make yourself miserable? Because if you're not happy, communicate that. And if something doesn't change, then there's not a whole lot you can do. Like, her husband is a D-bag, and she should probably divorce
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Because, like, you saw them together at the Christmas dinner, and I was, again, at the end, and I was like, really?
Well, yeah, and then, like, the whole thing with Derek, too, is just him and his coworkers, or his friends or whatever, anytime you want to talk in the story or ask a question about a story, they're so mean.
Yeah, they're the worst kind of people, where they're all that they represent the type of people who are like, well, I'm successful, so I'm important, and I'm better than you in every way. Like, they could be living on the streets asking people for pennies and still be like, yeah, but last week I was flying the Seal.
Yeah, for real. Oh my goodness.
So that's just, and the thing is that it wouldn't irritate me as much as if he wasn't a D-bag the entire time. It probably wouldn't irritate me as much if he didn't, like, take off his success career in such a low way by, like, lip syncing in my opinion, one of the most disturbing and disgusting songs of this generation.
Right.
Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to break it to the people who actually like that song, but it kind of sucks.
For real, it was
Like,
overrated.
Vanilla Ice is hilarious just because I love the second Ninja Turtles movie, and he happens to be in that one. But I'm just like, Ice Ice Baby is not that great of a song. I'm sorry.
No.
It's definitely my least favorite rap. I'll put that out there. It gets props for him doing what he did in the era that he did it in, because I'm sure it was a lot tougher to be a rapper, a white rapper in that era. But I'm just like, dude, Ice Ice Baby, I don't know if I could agree that it topped the charts at some point in time.
Me neither. Definitely not. And I don't want to give him any pity, so.
But anyway, Derek, disgusting, and faked his success, kind of disgusting.
Yep.
Which made me love at the end of the movie when Dale and Brendan were talking, and Dad had a shift where he was like, "Hey, we're hearing about their success."
And you shut up this time,
Yeah.
Derek.
Because they had like 17 karaoke bars open, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're working on making more." And I was like, "Sick." They decided to do something that benefits both of their interests.
Internationally.
And I think that that's what's fun about individuality, is that when you find that thing that you know you want to do, that you know you could be good at, then go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. That's the type of thing that you want to be doing. Because I feel like a good number of people are just feel sad at their jobs. And I'm sure that Derek I don't keep saying Derek. It's because I'm just so peeved.
Yeah.
But Dale and Brennan, I'm sure they would have been fine at their jobs for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
But they got to add their own individuality, their own individual spin on the Prestige International, where at their jobs they're just kind of doing what the man told them to do.
Right, they gotta find that balance between pleasure and play.
Yeah.
Or, no, wait, work and pleasure.
Yeah, in doing their own thing, they got that opportunity where they're just like, we're businessmen now, so we have to have responsibility, but also we're doing karaoke, which is something that we just love because we love music.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of doing something, explore it. And if it doesn't work out, then it's just a hobby, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
That's all I got to say about that.
And it's very well said. I applaud you. Silently. Because I don't want to clap and mess up the sound. Now, I told you I'd get back to this. The seeing eye dog.
Oh, yeah, that just
I hated it.
made you so mad.
It's crap at their job. it's aggressive, and I'm pretty sure it was gonna hump the mom when it attacked the mom.
Oh yeah, that ticked me off.
100%. I was like, oh. And I'm a dog owner, and when I'm at a dog park and I see a dog who is, well, for one, I just, if they require a female to be spayed to go into the dog park, I think they should require males to be neutered, because the behavior of a neutered, and you don't have to neuter your dogs if you personally have that preference for their bone health, I get it, but like, I don't think they belong at the dog park, because all they're gonna do is hump the dogs, and they have their behavior and hormones are spiked because they got dangling gonads deciding what they're gonna do and where they're gonna be, and it stresses out other males and stresses out other females sometimes. And this dog, this dog reminded me of all those dogs, and it irritated me, and I hated the dog. It attacked the mom. I just could not believe it attacked the mom.
I couldn't believe that they did nothing about it.
I know.
That was the weird thing for me. I was just like, dude, your mom's getting attacked by a vicious dog and you're just standing there beating up your stepbrother?
Which,
seriously?
And this even like goes into the only part I would change about the movie is that, remember when the dad showed up and the mom was going crazy, like trying with the hose, and then everyone with their dogs were all around.
Oh yeah.
Why was that needed?
They had an audience.
With people with their dogs, like, why was this needed?
Probably because the dog was there. I don't know.
I don't know. I was just like, this could have gone without. I hated this. I hated that dog, and I hated that there were so many dogs. I was just stressed out and overwhelmed, I think. But like, I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, I can't blame you for it. That part was really irritating.
Yeah.
It was a lot more irritating than the second time. Mostly because I think it's funny that the second time they just kind of fought into the night, so no one was really around.
Yeah.
And so it was more comedic because they woke up with the dog. That was like the only time the dog was cute.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they woke up with the dog. That's so cute. Yeah. But every other time I was like,
get that
dog, stupid dog. They should just kick it already.
But yeah, did you have anything you wanted to change?
Probably just the Alice thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, her coming onto Dale so hard. I thought that it was... I don't know. I can't.
It was just unneeded. I agree. It could have gone without. And like you said, it could have had more fantasy bits, and it would have added the same dynamic without going too far.
Yeah, but I feel like her just being like, dude, I need to pleasure myself because you punched my husband. Like, that was her whole thing. She was just like...
Yeah. She loved her husband.
It was like knight in shining armor kind of trope where she's just like, oh, I can't believe you punched my husband. That's so hot.
Right, yeah.
And then just like jumps on him, and I'm like, dude, really? That's all you're going off of? You really haven't... She has like no... I don't know. It just seemed like she didn't really have feelings for Dale. It was more like she had feelings for the fact that he stood up to Derek when Derek's just a D-bag to everybody he knows.
Yeah, which was also
except for
like...
his one kid who's a weird falsetto.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
2 kids.
Yeah, but he was just like, good job, kid. I don't remember their names.
I don't know either.
That's my bad.
I guess he only liked the...
Because he didn't really give props to his daughter, and I was like, well, that's kind of...
True.
Jerk, man, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude can't even sing, and he's promoting his kid singing, whatever.
Yeah. Well, did you like the movie overall?
Overall, yeah. Of course, there's always bits and pieces in movies where you're just like, eh. So the movie overall, fantastic.
Yeah.
As usual, there are always bits and pieces in movies where you're just like, wow, okay. But I loved the whole arc of Dale and Brandon going from enemies to friends, and then they hated each other again, and then they went their separate ways, and then they were like, well, I miss you.
Yeah.
And I could tell that, like, the big thing that was really probably what the dad saw as well at the Catalina wine mixer was the fact that Brendan didn't hug his mom. He just shook her hand.
Oh.
And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. He shook her hand and then walked away. After he was like, I should probably get back to it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think this is a good story about the two halves of the same whole. The hidden story with the mental incapabilities that don't hold you back from living your life. And just, I don't know, sometimes it's really cool to see how appeal to responding to events and learning from them.
Yeah.
So I liked it. And that's why I would give it a, I was going to say bottomless, but after kind of talking, I think I'm just going to give it a large.
Yeah, I think I'd go large as well.
I mean, I'd watch it again, just not right after. Like, I mainly need a break from Derek. So that's why I wouldn't watch this movie over and over again, because I cannot stand Derek.
That's fair. I was gonna go medium, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was just like, man, this by like 3/4 of by the Catalina wine mixer, I was like, if this movie doesn't change, I'm gonna just give it probably a medium, just because it kind of irritated me that much up until that point. Like, again, one of those things is just like, why is this so irritating? Because, like, I hated Derek. I hated the fact that the brothers were arguing. I don't know. It was just a whole thing where I was just like, man, why is the dad such a d-bag? And he's not supportive of anything that they do, but he's doting on Derek like he's...
Oh, I hated that part too.
Like he's such a beautiful human being. And
put him in his will.
About him. Yeah. Over his own son. And I was just like, man, this movie is, wow, it's really grating on me. And then the end of the movie, I was just like, oh, this is so cool. Because I love it when
the treehouse.
When heroes get their moment. And I feel like the Catalina wine mixer was their moment where they were like, okay, because the entertainment, because we didn't explain why they got on stage in the first place. The entertainment was just like having an argument with the dude in the audience because he couldn't sing all the songs that the dude in the audience wanted. And then Dale goes up and he starts playing the drums and singing Boats and Hoes because the singer gets like taken away. Like security escorts him off the premises. And then Brennan's mom walks up to him and goes, "Are you gonna let him be up there all alone?" And he was like, "No, I'm not." And earlier in the movie, Brennan was like, "I've only 3 people have heard me sing. I don't sing in front of other people. He pretty much has a phobia of it
Because of Derek.
Because of Derek being a total d-bag in high school. And then after that,
well, I think Brennan also went up because Derek and his friends started doing to Dale what they did to Brennan.
Oh, yeah.
Like that phrase. Like, Dale has a mangina, which is why Brennan stopped singing.
Can I be real with you?
Yeah?
At first, I had no idea what they were talking about.
Oh my gosh.
When he was singing, I was like,
what's a mangina?
And then I thought about it for a second, and I was like, oh, okay. They're saying vagina, but
it's a
man
mangina.
had it. And I was like, the math was there, and I was like, okay, that makes sense now. And so I was,
that's so wholesome.
I was grateful that they got like and that was like their spark.
Yeah.
You know, they realized that this is what we need to be doing because we love it and people enjoy it. You know, and that's like that moment of validation when you like get up and give a speech, similar thing to getting up and giving a speech, and then people come up to you and are like, "Wow, that was really impressive. Thank you. I really learned a lot."
Yeah.
It's that moment of validation where you're like, I can give speeches. I can do this. I feel like that was that moment for Brennan where he was just like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then they make the karaoke thing, and it's very popular.
Yeah. And their image comes alive.
Yep, and they just get to be themselves and enjoy their jobs.
Yep. Well, Cheese, that seems to be all the time that we have today. Tune in next week for our next installment of our random month with a good old classic of mine, Osmosis Jones.
Oh no!
What? You can't do this! I've only seen that movie once! I love it!
Love you guys!
Bye!
See you next week!
Bye!